Hey everybody, now we're at part 2 of our Kirby playthrough, and it's time to take on the Dynablade game campaign thing.
Whatever it is.
It's Kirby.
Yeah, I like how each level has its own like title screen and stuff though. I mean,
yeah,
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it does kind of make it seem like you're playing different games, and really it's the same crap.
Just imagine
the only game that to me really puts any sort of different twist to it is the Gourmet Race, and that just makes it a marathon. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, my name is Chris.
My name is Trey.
And we are the Console Freaks, and this is Kirby Superstar. It is a half playthrough.
It's a half playthrough. We're only playing like half of it because...
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to explain why because we did in our previous video. If you haven't seen that, please go in the description and check it out. Yeah.
So, you were saying something about...
That is a really good question. That is a very good question.
What were you saying before we were...
Goodness.
See, I'm not the only one that gets tripped up on stuff.
I honestly don't remember, but I also want to comment on what you were doing just there. With this ability, you can just go absolutely crazy.
It is one of the more broken abilities in the game. It's really easy to abuse, especially how much damage it does and how versatile it is.
Yes.
Like I said in my last episode, a lot of the abilities can be used both in close and long range, and the cutter is easily one of the worst offenders of that.
Yep. Because like whenever you was like just running through them, you would just kill them in one hit, and then you would like dash underneath an opponent. Like I thought that was really, really slick.
Now, we're coming off of the last Super NES game that we played was Mega Man X.
Mega Man X, yes.
And this game came out, I want to say 3 years after. Between 2 and 3 years after. How would you compare the quality between the two?
They look pretty much the same to me, honestly, because I don't really get into a lot of classical games. So most classical games to me look the same. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them look relatively similar to me.
For you in the comments and you viewers, I have his address. If you want to hurt him, I have no problem giving that to you.
No, don't do that.
Just send me a private email. To me, honestly, as far as it's all concerned, I don't think I don't like the sound, the music very much.
Now they did do a better job with the music in Mega Man X. That's for sure. Yeah.
It just seems like it's too kiddie, which I mean is perfect for Kirby.
Yeah.
But like it's too simplistic.
Yep.
It's too melody driven, and to me that there's no level of depth to it. I don't know. For me, I'm just a snob. But that's not even the only thing. Like the game looks really dated to me, and that's not a good thing with a Super NES game that came out later in the system's lifespan. So with something that looks as dated as this, you'd think it would be a pretty good game. Yep. But it really, I don't know. It doesn't. This one didn't age very well to me.
Yeah.
I think that game, even though Mega Man X was a little bit earlier in the Super NES's life cycle, I think graphically it did a lot better. I think they utilized the 16-bit software to its fullest potential.
Yeah.
Or at least to more of a potential than this. And I think that they did a lot better job on the music.
Yeah.
And and this is something if and when we get to the other Mega Man X games, you'll notice as far as like the actual graphical and sound quality, it just keeps increasing from there.
Yep.
Like if you thought it was good there, it gets better. Of course, the gameplay kind of goes downhill, but we'll get to that later.
Okay, I just want to comment on how we started this when we said these like are game things, whatever they're called. They're actually called sub games.
mini games,
like,
whatever you want to call them.
Like mini game type things.
But there's 6 of them. 2 of them are unlockable, and I don't feel like doing all that crap.
Ooh, jeez, like just there are so many bosses in this.
Yeah, well, that wasn't a boss.
No, I mean like I'm looking at the wiki, and it says there's like 500 bosses in this thing.
Oh yeah, easily.
Hold the ninja. I like this ability. I really do.
It is my favorite ability.
Yeah.
It's a very versatile ability. You got a little bit of range.
Yep.
I don't know why I gave it to him because he's gonna
abuse the power.
And this brings me to another point. I don't like having partners around too much because, like right there, I was going to get the ninja power for myself. I couldn't do it because my partner, killed the ninja before I could actually get to it. That happens so much. He almost did it there too. But that happens so often. Yep. You can't really control how your partner's AI is going to react unless, of course, you have a second controller.
Now, I don't like the way that they made Kirby whenever he has this ability. I just don't like the way he looks. He doesn't look like a ninja to me. I don't know what he looks like.
Partner looks like a ninja.
Huh?
Partner looks like a ninja.
Yeah, his partner does, that's for sure. But Kirby just looks like a guy with a hat on. Well, he is a guy with a hat on. He
looks like a samurai. He doesn't look like a ninja.
Yeah, he looks like a samurai. Samurai Kirby. And that's also another thing in this game.
Not in this game.
Oh, well, at least that's what it says. It says it's a sub game.
Oh, yeah. It is a mini game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even call it. If you were gonna call this a sub game, then I would call everything else mini games.
Yeah. Because it says you have to take on 5 opponents in a samurai showdown in this reaction timing sub game.
Yeah, we were gonna show all that. We have the footage recorded for it, but I don't see a point.
Can't get to it.
I don't see a point.
Yeah.
We started this game. We wanted something different for our viewers. This game is easily something that any person can pick up.
Yeah.
And we wanted to show people, something that wasn't super hard, something that anybody could play.
Yep.
But we didn't count on the fact that to do that, we would have to sit and record for longer than we wanted to, and then sit and record the commentary, which you can only do for so long before you start talking about random crap. And you don't want to hear us talk about random crap.
You want to hear us talk about Kirby, but there's not really much to talk about after 20 minutes of Kirby.
Yeah, I mean, even now, we've kind of reached about as far as we can.
Well, except for that, I didn't comment on that, how you sucked up 2 abilities and it got one over the other.
Yeah, I don't know if it does it in this installment, but in future Kirby games, if you suck up multiple abilities, it'll actually do a slot reel type thing.
Like it'll be random.
Yeah, where it's a makeout session.
That's one thing I thought was really weird whenever I was watching you play this. It was like, why did Kirby just randomly kiss his partner?
Yeah, it's shared health.
Yeah.
If you pick up a health item, or your partner does, you can walk up to them and they'll give you health.
It's just weird how they did it. Why couldn't they just have them hand you something?
Now here's another thing that anybody who's ever played Kirby, as well as myself, will agree with. I hate how there is only one way to get the hammer.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it's given to you. And that's by defeating Bonkers. It's kind of the same way with the suplex and Bugsy, except for the hammer is much more useful. Was there
another way in the previous games to get the hammer?
No,
there wasn't?
As far as I know.
Yeah.
And you people listening can correct me if I'm wrong. But as far as I know, Bonkers has been the only way to get the hammer.
And he's like a mini boss, or is he just a boss?
Yeah, he's just kind of there.
Okay. Or is he just a random enemy? We're gonna have him be a boss today.
He's usually just an enemy.
Yeah.
Now this is where it starts looking a little bit like Super Mario Brothers 3, where you got the overworld and then the subworlds, and then you got this fighting chick going around, and it reminds me of the the Hammer Brothers, the roaming Hammer Brothers in Super Mario Brothers 3.
Mm-hmm.
But with this game, it's a little bit more, consistent about it.
Yeah.
It's actually not consistent. That's not the word I'm looking for. Why would you say that? More concentrated.
Yeah.
And personally, I think it works okay. We'll see you guys next part.